All right, here we go again. Rubber band wheels for your rear this time, which will be slightly different in size, but same concepts. We'll go over it anyways. So once again, once you're logged into Onshape, you can go to your classes. Go ahead and choose your class. You should have your front wheels submitted. You'll see that in the status. Now we're going to go ahead and click on the rear wheels and start with our assignment. Excuse me. Go ahead and choose whichever view you want. I'm going to choose from the top view and get started with my wheels. So rear wheels are going to be a little bit bigger, so I'm going to make those 3.5 inches in diameter. So my 3.5 here. Once again, I'm going to start with a couple circles in the middle here. I'll start with 2. And my axle wheel is going to be 3.35 millimeters. It's just the diameter of the axles we're using. And then I'm going to make this 0.25 for that diameter, which is just the outside of that axle. And at this point, I can go ahead and create my design. And I can do very similar to what I had on my other one, or I can go even a little bit crazier. So maybe I want to add a couple of these. So one way I can do it is I can make a linear pattern for my shape here. And you'll see that it's going to go horizontal first, and that particular one is right here. I'm going to change that to 1, and that'll make that a singular one. And then here, I'm going to go ahead and go -3. Oops, I want to do 3, excuse me. And then here, I'm going to go -0.25. And maybe a little bit bigger than 2.5. So maybe -0.5, -0.5, and that will get my design I want here. I'm going to go ahead and hit my left button to finish that. Now I can come in, I can do my circular pattern, and I'm going to choose my shapes. This time I'm just going to select over all 3 of them. Once again, I'm going to change my circular pattern here to, let's go 5, and you'll see that it does 5. Let's try 6. 6 might look a little bit better. That'll give me a little bit more even. So we have a pattern there. So I'm going to go back into my sketch here, and I'm going to just change it up a little bit. Because I see I want a little bit better design. And then I'm going to go back to my circular pattern, this time choosing my circle, and change this to 6. And that'll give me a little bit crazier design for that. You can kind of see my design there. So once I'm done, I'm going to go ahead and finish my sketch, and I'm going to choose my main body. We're going to go ahead and we're going to make this a little bit thicker this time. So I'm going to go 0.375, which is 3/8 of an inch instead of a quarter. Just gives me a little bit more surface area on the rear wheels there. Go ahead and hit enter, save it. So there it's a little bit wider. You can kind of see my design there now. Once again, you'll see that this is shaded out, or my sketch 1 is shaded out. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to click the eyeball, and that'll bring that forward again. I can zoom in a little bit closer so you can see it, and I'm going to choose between those 2 circles. That will give me that, and I can go ahead and change 0.5 here. And if you want, you can go a little bit bigger and go like 0.625, and that will bring it out to about a quarter of an inch like it was before. This will Be a little bit shorter, but still good enough for what I want to use it for. So you can kind of see my shape there. And at this point, I can go back in and I can say, you know what, I want to change this up a little bit. So on the inside, maybe I want to come in here and shell it out and shell it to 0.01. No, let's go on 0.091. A little bigger. Let's see. Maybe 0.1. Maybe 0.1 was good enough, and I just didn't realize it. Okay. And that kind of hollows that out and makes that a little better as far as not so thick and heavy. You can kind of see what that kind of looks like there. And at this point, I can go back in, and if I want to use any of my tools here, I can go back in and change, you know, all the ones I want to change. I'm not going to do that, but those are some examples that you can do. But yeah, I think that's good enough. You can see what my shape looks like. I am going to round off using my fillet tool here. I'll round off my edges there just because I want a little bit more things. If you notice that it's pink there, it's just that size. I need to change that size a little bit. I'm just going to take off and make it a little bit smaller there. Maybe a little bit bigger. Yeah, right about there is kind of where it's good. And now we can see that it's rounded off on the sides there. Kind of cool stuff. And remember, if you shell out the back, you can't do much here. Because if I were to, let's say, like shell out the front here, it's not going to let me. It's going to say it's kind of freaky. It's going to show red because I can't do that. But you can come in here and maybe if I want to chamfer some of those circles, kind of make it look a little cooler on the outside. And kind of see what it looks like there. Maybe I want to chamfer that one, that one, that one, that one, that one, that one. That'll kind of make it look cool there. So once you have finished your front wheel, and I want you to create your rear wheels there. And when you're finished, we can go ahead and hit submit, and that assignment will be submitted.